Welcome back, dear listeners. Tonight, story will make you think twice before answering unknown messages. This is a true base story that happened to my friend. So, dim the lights, settle into your comfy bed, and prepare to be thoroughly unnerved. Jake Thompson was an ordinary college student. He was popular, well-liked, and always up for a good time. One evening, after a long day of classes, he decided to unwind with his friends at a local bar. As the night wore on, the group laughed and chatted, their phones buzzing occasionally with notifications. Amid the noise and fun, Jake received a text from an unknown number. "Want to play a game?" Thinking it was a prank from one of his friends, Jake laughed it off and replied, "Sure." The response was immediate, "Look outside." Curious, Jake glanced toward the bar's large front window. Under the dim glow of a street lamp stood a figure, partially obscured by the shadows. The figure seemed to be staring directly at him, motionless. Jake felt a chill run down his spine but shook it off. He turned back to his friends, who were oblivious to his unease. He texted back, "Very funny, guys," hoping to catch one of his friends grinning at their successful prank. But all he got in return was another message, "Your turn." Deciding to play along, he typed, "Okay, what's the game?" The response came swiftly, "Tag, you're it." The game seemed harmless enough, but something about the situation felt off. Nevertheless, Jake was determined not to let his friends win this prank war so easily. He put his phone away, intending to ignore the texts for the rest of the night. Back at his apartment, Jake's mind kept drifting back to the mysterious figure under the street lamp. Unable to shake the feeling, he checked his phone one last time before bed. Another message awaited him, "You can't ignore me, Jake." Now genuinely unsettled, he locked his phone and tried to sleep. But his dreams were plagued by dark, indistinct shapes and whispering voices, urging him to play the game. He woke up in a cold sweat, heart pounding. The next day, Jake tried to focus on his classes, but his thoughts kept returning to the text messages. During a lecture, his phone buzzed again. He cautiously glanced at it under the desk. The message read, "Look at the door." Jake's heart raced as he looked towards the lecture hall entrance. There, standing just inside the doorway, was the same shadowy figure from the previous night. Its face was obscured, but its eyes seemed to bore into his soul. Jake blinked, and the figure was gone. Disturbed, Jake confided in his best friend, Mike, who tried to reassure him. "It's probably just someone messing with you. Don't let it get to you." But the fear in Jake's eyes made Mike uneasy. That evening, as Jake sat alone in his apartment, the phone buzzed again. "Ready for the next round?" it read. He decided to call the number, but the line was dead. He sent a text back, "Who are you? What do you want?" The response was immediate and chilling, "To play." Jake felt a cold sweat break out on his forehead. The messages had gone from annoying to terrifying. He blocked the number, hoping to put an end to it. But that night, the dreams returned, more vivid and disturbing than before. The shadowy figure was closer now, its whispers more insistent. The following morning, Jake woke to find his phone buzzing non-stop. Every message was the same, "You can't ignore me, Jake." Panic set in. He threw the phone against the wall, shattering it. For a brief moment, he felt a sense of relief. But then, the landline in his apartment rang. Trembling, he picked up the receiver. A distorted voice said, "You broke the rules. Now you must pay." The line went dead. Jake's blood ran cold. He had no idea what to do. He decided to leave his apartment and stay with Mike for a while. At Mike's place, they tried to come up with a plan. "Maybe we can trace the number," Mike suggested. But every attempt to track the source of the messages led to dead ends. Jake felt the walls closing in around him. That night, the landline at Mike's place rang. Mike answered, and his face went pale. "It's for you," he said, handing the phone to Jake. The same distorted voice hissed, "Time's up, Jake." Suddenly, the lights flickered, and the temperature dropped. Shadows seemed to move independently, growing darker and more menacing. The figure from Jake's nightmares appeared in the corner of the room, its eyes glowing with an unholy light. Jake and Mike backed away in terror as the figure advanced. "Why are you doing this?" Jake screamed. The figure's voice was cold and devoid of emotion. "You agreed to play. Now you must finish." With no other option, Jake decided to confront the entity. "What do you want me to do?" he asked, voice trembling. The figure smiled, a chilling sight. "One last game," it whispered. "Hide and seek. If you can hide until dawn, you will be free." Jake and Mike spent the night in sheer terror, hiding in various spots around the apartment, listening to the ominous footsteps and whispers of the entity searching for them. The hours dragged on, each minute feeling like an eternity. As the first light of dawn crept through the windows, the figure's presence began to wane. Jake felt a glimmer of hope. He and Mike emerged from their hiding place, exhausted but alive. The phone lay silent, and the oppressive feeling lifted. But just as they thought it was over, Jake's phone, which had miraculously repaired itself, buzzed one last time. He hesitated, then picked it up. The message read, "Good game, Jake. Until next time." So, dear listeners, remember to be careful when you receive a message from an unknown number. You never know what kind of game you might be agreeing to. Until next time, keep your phones close and the lights on.